Have you ever thought about being able to retire early from the federal government and what effect that might have in your pension? Today I'm going to answer a question just about MRA in 10. I'm Micah Shilanski and this is the FERS Federal Fact Check. So John has a question today about retiring early. It says, firstly, you are a great information source for FERS retirees to be. Thank you. John, you're most welcome. I'm glad to be able to provide this information. Does MRA plus 10 apply to my situation? And if so, what would be my monthly pension amount if I were to retire if I turn it on at my current age of age 60? I was one of the original FERS employees starting in February of '84. I worked until April of 2001 with a high 3 of approximately $100,000, a GS-13 step 10, for the last 6 years that I worked. Based on my birth date of December of '58, my MRA is 56. I am now 60 years old. Can I receive a reduced retirement, reduced by 1% per year under age 62? Now, or do I have to wait until 62 to receive my retirement benefits? This is a great question, John. Thank you so much for submitting it. So you got a lot of things kind of going on inside of there. Let's dissect it and let's go through it one step at a time. The first thing we look at, what are our retirement rules, right? For a basic unreduced pension, what do we have to do to be eligible to retire? Well, the first thing is we got to be our MRA under FERS, our minimum retirement age, and have at least 30 years of service. Or we could be, our second option, if we're not going to meet that one, is we could be age 60 and have at least 20 years of federal service. Or if we're not going to meet that requirement, we could be 62 and have 5 years of federal service. These are our requirements for having a full unreduced pension, full and immediate unreduced pension in retirement. So going back to your scenario that you were at, John, what you were talking about is you separated from service at about 48 years old and you had, I think, 17 years of service, right? Somewhere in there, 17 years of service that was going to be there. So when I look at this, we got to say, what requirement are you going to be under? Well, based on this one, 48 and 17 years of service, 17 years of service would fall into this category. So you at least got to be 62 years young before you start your pension. What you were talking about was an early retirement option, which is a lot of fun, and that's an MRA in 10. Minimum retirement age and 10 years of federal service. You can actually separate from the feds. You can start your pension, but your pension comes with a penalty. It's reduced under an MRA and only 10 years of federal service. Your pension is reduced 1% for every year you're under the age of 62. So John, going back to your question, because you didn't retire at your MRA, you retired or separated from federal service, I should say, at 48. That was 17 years of service. You got to go into years of service. You have more than 5 but less than 20. So that means 62 years young is where you're going to be. Now the second part of your question was, how much is your pension going to be? Well, your high 3 was $100,000 and you're going to get 17% of your high 3. 1% for every year you worked, so that means $17,000. I'm going to use really rough math. Divide it by 12. Ooh, what does that come out to? 1421-ish? So forgive me, quick mental math, I might be slightly off on that, but around $1,400 a month is what you're going to be coming in for pension income in retirement, but you got to wait till you're 62 years young. John, I hope this answered your question, and if you're watching this and you have another question about your benefits, something you're not sure applies to your situation or if it's true or not, well then scroll down and submit. Leave us a comment and ask your question, and you too could be featured in the FERS Federal Fact Check.